Hi, I'm Randy Ora, and I've been selling property here in South Orange County for nearly 30 years. If you're deciding between Mission Viejo and Laguna Niguel, the real difference comes down to how you want your day-to-day life to feel and how you want your home to hold value and attract buyers later. Mission Viejo tends to feel more inland, master planned, and lake centered with neighborhoods built for easy routine. Laguna Niguel leans more coastal, topography and view driven, with stronger close to the ocean energy and a different kind of buyer demand. And a third contrast that matters, HOA and neighborhood rules. They show up differently in each city and they can impact both lifestyle and resale. Let's talk about who each buyer fits best the way I see it when I'm touring homes with relocation buyers. Mission Viejo is a strong match if you want structured, predictable rhythm, intentionally laid out neighborhoods, everyday convenience, and a community identity anchored by Lake Mission Viejo and the city's planned feel. Many buyers I work with here are balancing commute, kids, activities, and getting a lot of house for the money without being right up against the coastal traffic patterns. From a seller's standpoint, Mission Viejo often attracts buyers who are decisive, and once they find the floor plan they like, especially if the home is updated and the street is quiet, these buyers have a checklist, and when the home matches, they move. Laguna Niguel fits best if you want coastal proximity, a lifestyle without necessarily living directly on the sand. It's more about hills, breezes, trails, pockets of views, and being close to Dana Point and Laguna Beach access routes. The whole coastal orbit, if you will. A lot of buyers choosing Laguna Niguel want that I can get close to the coast fast, plus a more layered neighborhood character. For sellers in Laguna Niguel, demand can be more emotionally driven. Views, yard, privacy, upgraded finishes, and that near coast identity can create a premium when presented correctly. Now let's break down housing and how it actually feels. In Mission Viejo, you'll see a lot of classic Orange County tract neighborhoods, many built from the 60s through the 80s, with a consistent street pattern and very neighborhood vibe. Lots tend to be practical, yards that work for real life, streets that are often wider, plenty of cul-de-sacs, and a general sense of order. You'll also find more custom pockets, but the dominant theme is cohesive and planned. In Laguna Niguel, the character changes because topography matters more. You'll have rolling hills and pockets where view, privacy, and orientation can make a bigger difference than buyers actually expect. Yes, there are tract-style areas too, but in Laguna Niguel, one street over can feel dramatically different because of elevation, traffic flow, or view corridors. Homeowners Association, or HOAs, somewhat common in both cities, but they appear differently. In Mission Viejo, you'll often see HOAs that are modest, sometimes tied to amenities, sometimes just neighborhood upkeep and standards. But they can be very reasonable, but you still want to understand what you're paying for and the rules that come with it, because overly restrictive rules can be a turnoff at resale later on. In Laguna Niguel, many communities have HOAs that are more central to the lifestyle. Things like pools, gates, landscaping, standards, and more robust amenities. The key is value. If the HOA is buying you a lifestyle you actually use, great. If not, it can feel like a burden, and that affects buyer appeal. On Melrose, special assessment, don't assume. In both cities, it's address specific. The smart approach is to treat it as part of your monthly cost. Picture it and verify it per home. Value isn't just a price tag. It's layout, efficiency, yard, usefulness, updates, HOA burden, view potential, commute, friction, and resale pull. Here's what I see buyers run into all the time. Two homes can look the same on paper, but one lives better because of the floor plan, the light is better, the yard's actually usable. That's all value, and that's what protects resale later on. Now let's talk budget in a practical way. If you're shopping in the entry to mid-range, you're often prioritizing clean condition, manageable payments, and low drama ownership. In Mission Viejo, that often means condos and townhomes where community feel is stable and the location is convenient for daily routines. In Laguna Niguel, similar budgets often emphasize lifestyle, the near coast feel, trails, and nature. And buyers will trade interior size for location and the feel more often. If you're in the move-up range where you want detached homes, a home with a real yard, and neighborhoods you can stay in for years, Mission Viejo often delivers strong house for the money value, solid square footage, practical lots, and established streets. In Laguna Niguel, at the same level, buyers often push harder for view, influence, upgraded finishes, or more premium pockets. Sometimes you get less house, but you're paying for the near coast identity and topography. And once you're in the luxury range, you're paying for scarcity and emotional pull. In Mission Viejo, premiums often focus on open layouts, updated kitchens, well-presented yards, functional turnkey, and clean streets. In Laguna Niguel, premiums are more driven by views, privacy, elevated design, finishes, and indoor-outdoor living that are intentional. Commute reality matters because it impacts the quality of life and resale. Mission Viejo has strong I-5 access, and depending upon where you live, major arteries can be very efficient. The friction tends to show up at peak times, and just getting to the freeway and moving throughout the broader South OC corridor could be the challenge. Laguna Niguel also has excellent I-5 access and, very importantly, the 73 toll road for certain routes. That 73 access can be a big deal for buyers commuting into job hubs that connect better through that corridor. Some Laguna Niguel neighborhoods are hillier and more winding, which adds a few more minutes. It's small, but it shows up day after day. And yes, Laguna Niguel generally feels closer to the coast in a practical sense. Even when the miles aren't dramatic, the drive often feels like you're already at the beach zone. Mission Viejo is still close, but it feels like you're actually making a trip just to get to the coast. Cost of ownership isn't just the mortgage. It's the full monthly picture and the surprises. Treat property taxes as a meaningful monthly line item that varies by purchase price and local assessments. Don't assume. Confirm it per home. With HOAs, evaluate the rules plus the value. Are you paying for amenities that you'll actually use, and are there restrictions that impact your lifestyle? Parking, exterior changes, rentals, those things matter at resale too. And insurance matters in both cities. Hills, brush exposure, older roofs, and overall building cost. Laguna Niguel's topography can create more variability property to property, so the practical move is to get quotes early. Market behavior is where buyers and sellers feel the difference. In Mission Viejo, certain price ranges can be very competitive because of the buyer pool. It's deep for those clean, updated homes with good layouts. When a home is priced right and it shows well, multiple offers can happen, especially in the most desirable pockets. In Laguna Niguel, competition gets most intense around homes with views, privacy, and turnkey design because those are scarcer. When a property nails the near coast lifestyle and presentation, it can attract strong attention and can move fast. If you prioritize a planned, routine-friendly feel and strong house for the money, choose Mission Viejo. If you prioritize near coast energy, hills, trails, and a view, choose Laguna Niguel. If you want more consistent street patterns and predictable neighborhoods, choose Mission Viejo. If you want more variety by pockets where one street changes everything, choose Laguna Niguel. If you're sensitive to HOA complexity, Mission Viejo may offer more options with lighter HOA influence, depending upon the subdivision, of course. If you like amenity-rich or gated communities, Laguna Niguel often has more of that lifestyle available. If you're deciding between Mission Viejo and Laguna Niguel, my phone number is on the screen. Let's connect. Tell me your budget, must-haves, commute needs, and lifestyle priorities, and I'll tell you which pocket aligns best with what you're actually looking for day to day and will protect your resale value and your strength. Market conditions are fluid and always changing. Reach out for the latest numbers. I'm Randy Orr with Berkshire Hathaway, changing lives one home at a time.